Hello everyone, I welcome you all to our channel Let's Learn Automation, and in this session we are going to see the usage of super keyword. In a previous session we have seen how we can use this keyword for multiple purpose. Now let's see the super keyword. So for that here I will create a new package and will name it like super keyword, and here I will create a new class program1. Let's try to understand the concept first of all. Okay. Okay, so super keyword. Super keyword refer to the object of superclass. In a previous session, we have seen this keyword which referred object of current class, but in this case, super keyword refer to the object of superclass or parent class. Then it is used when we want to call the superclass variable, method, and constructor through the subclass object. Like if we want to call the superclass variable, method, constructor through the subclass object, then we can make use of super keyword. Then whenever superclass and subclass variable and method are same, the name of the sub variable and method are same, then at that time we can make use of super keyword to call the same thing. So we'll try to understand, we'll try to implement all those things. So first of all, let's try to understand about the variable. So for example, this is our class, like uh, program1. So here I will create some more classes. Class first, and here I will use one variable like integer a equals to 100. So this is one instance variable which is declared inside the class, not inside the method. Then I will create another class like class second, and it will be connected to the class first. So here I will use extend keyword and will connect the with the first class first. Okay, now here I will also create the same variable, and with the value we can say that 1000. Now here I will create one method like void print, not print but show method, and here I will take one more variable integer a equals to 10,000, and now I'll try to print the value of a. So we'll try to execute this thing by using the main method of this program1. So for that, first of all, I need to create the, I can say, the object of second class. So I will create object second s equals to new. This is the object. Now s dot show method I will call. If I execute this, then I'm getting 10,000, means the value of local variable, or here I can say local variable a equals to. So this is the class first, where we have declared one instance variable which is declared inside the class, not is inside the method. This class only contain one variable a equal to 100. Then this is the second class which is connected to the first by using the extend keyword, or we are using the single level inheritance. So here also I use the same name of variable and use the value or initialize it as 1000. And here I created one method like show, where I use the same name of variable with the value 10,000 and try to print the value of a. So here I am getting the value of a equal to 10,000 because this is the local variable. It's printing the value of local variable. How we can call this? So I just created the object of second class like s and call the show method. So if I execute it again, so I'm getting the local variable a equal to 10,000. But what I want now, I want the value of the superclass variable. The value of superclass variable. Just we have seen over here that whenever the superclass subclass variable method name are same, then JVM confuse which one to call. So to avoid this, we should use the super keyword, or we can say that if we want to access the superclass variable, so at that time we need to use the super keyword. So here we can use like in a CISO parent or super, we can say that parent variable a equals to plus super dot a, and if I execute, so it is expected that we got the 100. So now we got the local variable value, then the parent variable value, and now we can access this value too. So we have already seen this thing that if we want to access the instance variable, then we need to use the this keyword. So I will write down here uh, instance variable a is this dot a. So if I execute again, then I am getting the all the values. So in this way we can make use of super keyword, and this keyword for the variable which having the same name which is present in a same class or a different class or parent class, we can say that. Now let's try to do the same thing with the method. So for that I will use one more program. Here I will create one more class, program 2. Now we will create again here class 1, and here I will create one method void display, and here I can print any message like hello, good morning. So this is the message. Now I will create another class. So here class 2, and again here also I will create the same method void display, same name of method, and here I will print the message how are you. Now if I need to call the parent class method, for that there should be inheritance should be present. So here I will use extend 1, or I will connect the class 2 with the class 1, and after that here I will create the object. So new object dot, if I use the display method display. Now if I execute this, then I am getting how are you. I am not getting the hello good morning. Okay, so if I want this one, so I will call like I will use super because that is the parent class method, and constructor, no, here I can use super dot display. Yes. So if I execute this, then I'm getting hello good morning and how are you. So how the program got executed, let's try to understand the flow of execution. So here I created one class name as a 1, then word display is the method which is going to display hello good morning. Then I created the another class, the name is 2, and here also I use the same name of method, and here I'm displaying how are you. But this particular class is connected to the one, or we can say that I use the single level inheritance. And in this display method or the subclass, I use the super keyword dot display method. Now whenever I'm going to create the object of this two class, like new to dot display, when I'm calling this one, so at that time this method will get called, and in this method we can see that super dot display is available. So this will call the parent class super method or parent class display method first of all, and then it will print the this one. So in this way we can do. No need to confuse for this. In here I haven't used any reference variable. If this is not going to understand, then we can create the very object like here I can use t equals to new, and again t dot display, so I will get the same result. The only thing is that here I use the object and here I use the reference variable too, so that's the only difference. So in this way we can call the same name of method by using the super keyword, which is present in the super class, not in the same class. Now let's try to understand, or let's try to do the same thing with the constructor too, because that is applicable for the constructor. So let's create one more class, program 3. So here also I will create the multiple classes. So class super key, or I can say parent class, and here I will use, no, here I'm going to use the constructor. So here parent constructor, public is not needed. Let's try to do by ourselves. Parent, and here this is parent or constructor 0 parameter constructor. This is 0 parameter constructor. And now we'll create one more class child, which will extend to parent, and here also I will create the constructor. This is 0 parameter, can say parent class constructor, and here I will use the same line child constructor, and this is our class where we have the main method. Now here I will create the object for this class like child. So if I use again new child, and now if I execute this, so what happened? Constructor does not need to be called. It will execute it automatically whenever we create the object, and here we can see that this particular constructor is matching with the object. So if I execute, then what is expected, that this particular line should be executed. Okay, now let's see what happened. So if I execute this, then we are getting the output for both the constructor, that is this is 0 parameter parent class constructor, and this is 0 parameter child class constructor. But actually we have created the object for the child class, not the super class or the parent class, but still we are getting the execution of these two, because by default super keyword is present over here. This is the space where super keyword is by default or hiddenly available. So let's try to understand the flow of execution. Now again, this is the parent class where we have the default constructor, sorry, or zero parameter constructor, which is going to print this is the zero parameter class constructor. And we have created one more child class where we have written this is zero parameter child class constructor. Now we just extend this child class with the parent class, and after it I just created the one object like new child. So this is same like again child c equals to new child. This is the same case. Okay, if I execute it again, I will get the same output. This is zero parameter parent class and child class. So what I have done, I just created one object, and after creating the object, this zero parameter constructor automatically get called. But while calling this constructor, it also automatically called the parent class constructor because there is a by default super keyword is present. Even explicitly we can use the super keyword like super, there is no issue. In a previous case, in a previous example what we have seen, we have called the display method by using the super keyword, and we can't use this display super keyword any. Okay, we can use here, sorry. So here we can use the super keyword to call the method anywhere, but in this case if I execute this again I will get the same output. Okay, but if I try to use the super keyword at last, so it will get the error. Constructor call must be first statement in a constructor. Means if we want to call the constructor or the any constructor, then that call should be done at the first place, not in the last or second place. So that is not allowed. So if we want to use like this, then this should be used at the first line itself. It will not get any error. But this is not required actually, because by default parent class constructor get called, because hidden or in a hidden way we can say that super keyword is available over here, so that is not required. Now again if I try to execute, then I'm getting the same result. Like this is the zero parameter constructor, and this is the like we can say that zero parameter parent class constructor and zero parameter child class constructor. Now if I created a parameterized constructor like parent and string str, and here I will use, or we can do one thing, we can use this thing in a separate program. So I will create one more class, otherwise there will be a confusion. So program 4, now here I will create class parent 1 because we have already used the parent class. Then here I will use class child 1. So these are the two separate classes. Now I will create constructor over here, and this is parent class constructor, but here I will use the parameterized constructor string str, and I will try to print the value of str2. So this is the parameterized constructor in parent class. What happened? Mm, syntax error token, delete this token. How can I delete this? class parent. uh, okay, then let's create the child class constructor. Here I will use child1 str. Okay, this should be small. Okay, done now. So this is the child class and it is child class constructor. Say see a child class constructor. Now this is class parent which contain one parameterized constructor. This is class child which also contain one parameterized constructor. Okay, and now I will connect these two classes, child and parent. What happened? Okay, what happened? What says super constructor and undefined must is built. Okay, no problem. So here, if I want to call this constructor, okay, if I want to call, first of all, I will comment this one. Then let's try to understand this. Okay, error is gone. Now, if I created the object of this, so like child c equals to new child. So in this case, I cannot create the object like this because we don't have any zero parameter constructor. We have the parameterized constructor. So that's why it shows the error. So here we need to pass some value like run. Now this is correct. So there is no problem. Now if I try to execute this, so I'm getting child class constructor equal to run. It is also printing the value. So what is happening over here? First of all, I created one class parent1 which contain one parameterized constructor. Then I created another class child1 which again contain the parameterized constructor like this. And finally I created one object of child class constructor. Okay, not child class constructor but the child1 class, sorry, object the child1 class. So here I created the object of child1 class like this, but as this constructor is a parameterized, so I need to pass the value because there is no zero parameter constructor. So that's why we should need to pass the value depending upon the parameter, the type of parameter we have. So I have passed the string value. Now if I execute, then I am getting the value like child class constructor equal to run. But now if I extend this, if I extend this, then I am getting the error over here because by default, by default, the this constructor will call the parent class constructor because that is both the classes are connected, and this is not able to call it. This particular constructor is not able to call the parent class constructor because it contain the parameter. If I haven't used the parameter, like if I remove the parameter, then there is no issue. You can see then there is no problem. And if I execute this, then parent class constructor equal to what, blank. Or if I try to remove this, okay, let's again execute parent class constructor and child class constructor equal to run. So what happened, I created the object for child class, then this constructor get called, but we know that there is one super keyword, hidden super keyword is available, so this will automatically call the parent class constructor. So this constructor will be executed first, and then this constructor or this line will be executed. So if we execute again, so first of all parent class constructor executed, then child class constructor executed. So in this way we have already seen this particular scenario in the previous example. But now what we have here, we have the parent class constructor as a parameter, and here also we'll print the value, but it shows the error because there is a by default super keyword, but that super keyword is not able to call or execute this constructor because this constructor contain the parameter, and super keyword can only call or execute the zero parameter constructor. So in this at this point we need to pass super So this will not work because this is not able to call this particular constructor because it is a parameter constructor. So here we need to pass some value. Some value mean to say that the same type of value which we have defined over here, like string value. And now if I execute this, then parent class constructor Harry and child class constructor Ron. So I need to use like this. So now we are getting the execution of proper thing. So in this way we can make use of super keyword. First of all, what we have done, we have called the instance variable from the parent class, then we have called the parent class method, then we have called the parent class zero parameter constructor, also the parent class parameterized constructor. We have done all those things. So in this way we can make use of super keyword, and combinedly we can use the super and this keyword in this situation. So this is the usage of super keyword. Thank you.